we've got some nifty changes which have come, which will be effective from March 31st. You will have BHEL and Idea, which are excluded, and whereas India Bulls Housing Finance and IOC will be included in Nifty with effect from March 31st. In fact, we are joined by Chairman Mr. B. Ashok of IOC, who is joining us now. Thank you, Mr. Ashok, for taking out the time and joining us on BTVi. First of all, congratulations that IOC will be back into a Nifty 50 index with effect from March 31st. Any message for the shareholders you have?
Well, we are very happy as an organization to be there. It shows that our stakeholders believe in our performance and the financial soundness of the company and the future growth prospects.
Right, Mr. Ashok, this is a reaffirmation of the kind of value that IOC holds for both stakeholders and shareholders. Just wanted to get some outlook from you as well. Your thoughts on outlook for the refining space overall, as also the view on fuel demand at the pump level and the trajectory as far as pump level margins are concerned.
Yeah, as far as the refineries are concerned, throughputs have been very good. I would say overall we have been performing exceptionally in terms of the operational aspects are concerned. The throughputs are good, the yields are good, and so on. Those key parameters which keep the refinery performance up, they are all doing extremely well. Paradip refinery, which is our newer refinery, has also come to almost fully stabilized operation now. So it is also doing well. Coming to the demand as such, the demand continues to grow. I mean, there is a fairly robust demand in terms of petrol sales. LPG, of course, is doing at double digits because of all the programs that are associated with that. And as far as diesel demand, I would say it is slightly muted, but then I wouldn't say it is a cause for concern because the base of diesel is much higher. So you don't see the same percentage numbers in terms of the diesel growth.
Right, Mr. Ashok. Tell us your views on Finance Minister suggesting during the budget that they would be integrating all the oil companies. What kind of synergies do you expect for the oil marketing companies to come out of this?
I think basically a policy perspective has been stated, and in terms of a forward thought, it's a very good thought because when you look at the volatility in terms of the business as such, I mean, across the value chain, if companies are there, as an integrated player, it provides much better stability. So from that perspective, it's good. From an Indian Oil perspective, I can say that we have always believed that we need to be integrated across the value chain, and we have been working on it for the last nearly 20 years. We are today right from upstream to refining marketing. While refining marketing is our strength, we have been there in the upstream space as well as in the refining marketing space, as well as in going further down into petrochemicals and natural gas. We have been exploring all the opportunities. The second thing is, I mean, in today's context, probably standalone businesses also don't make much sense because of the earlier explained volatility issues. So from that perspective, we have been merging, I mean, looking at mergers of some of these standalone companies, and we have done that earlier also. Bongaigaon Refinery was merged with Indian Oil. IBP, which was a strong downstream marketing company, it was also merged with Indian Oil. So going forward, I think we need to keep our options open for further such opportunities.
Right. So options are open for such opportunity. Expansion plans, Mr. Ashok, especially on Paradip, take us to the update over there.
No, Paradip, of course, it's a 15 million ton refinery. So we commissioned it formally, and it was inaugurated by the Prime Minister in February last year. But since it's a very complex refinery, units have been under commissioning, various stages of commissioning. For the last nearly 2 months, we have been operating on a very stable mode. So we are close to 90% capacity operation at this point of time. Since it's also a very, very complex refinery, I think if it operates in a stable manner, it will also give good returns.
Right, Mr. Ashok. We've seen the crude oil prices internationally going up. What is your view on the crude prices for 2017, and where do you see the Indian basket heading?
See, actually, while there has been some amount of volatility, I would say that in the last 1.5 months, it has been very range-bound in the mid-50s range. Even today, it is hovering around the same 53, 54 mark. While some of these pronouncements internationally have actually had an effect in terms of prices going up marginally, but then parallelly there has also been development in terms of rig count increase in US and all that. So from our perspective, we believe that the crude prices will continue to be range bound. And going forward also, we expect this to be sustaining in the same manner. So we do not expect a lot of volatility or prices shooting up to anything that they were prior to 2014.
Right, Mr. Ashok, before we let you go, just an outlook on GRMs as well. How do you see them shaping up for the rest of the year?
No, GRMs have been very good, but this year we had an inventory gain. So to that extent, I think our 9 months performance were slightly, I would say, impacted in a positive sense because of the inventory gains. You must take into account that the last 2 years, 15-16 as well as 14-15, we had huge inventory losses. So to some extent, I think we have had the positive side of the impact. But going forward, I think the operational issues are more important. We need to keep the throughputs high. And similarly, the GRMs is also determined by the difference between the international product prices and crude prices. So if it is in the current range, I think we should continue to show good numbers as we have been showing till now.